What's up, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Today I'm going to be doing a card focus for you guys where basically I spent this entire video talking all about one magic card. If there are any cards that you want me to talk about, list them in the comments below and I will do them for you. But today I'm going to be focusing on the magic card Ashiok Nightmare Weaver. Now this card's been getting a little bit of attention with Grixis control lists, Sultai control lists in the format. I think I've even seen some in like Grixis Twin. Not really too sure about that. There's probably some floating out there. But the reason that I wanted to film this video is because when I was thinking about like my builds for Grixis control, I'm doing this really weird thing in my deck where like I'm not really going off of like anyone's list. I'm kind of doing like a mashup of like a bunch of different Grixis lists, which if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I'm the type of person who does not like to copy off of someone's list. It's just not my playstyle. It's not something that I want to do. So I like to always come up with like my own thing and what I'm doing. And for me, it's a lot about trial and error. It's a lot about like, you know, testing the waters with things. People are like, that card's bad, and I'm like, I'm gonna play test it and see if it works. So things like that. So one of the cards that does not get a lot of attention in the format is Modern. Reasons why. Well, if you're playing Black in Modern, you're probably playing Liliana the Veil. Probably. She's fantastic. She's great, and I'm not saying she's not. However, I really wanted to include Ashiok in my my Grixis control list because I have a lot of discard in my deck. At this moment, I'm running 3 Thoughtseize, I'm running 3 Inquisitions, and 3 Call Against Commands. Now, given Call Against Command is kind of a weird card, not weird as in bad, weird as in the fact that it's flexible, so it doesn't need to be used for disruption. Moral of the story is I'm running a ton of hand disruption. I didn't really think that I needed Liliana for that reason. Given the sacrifice creature thing is pretty good, but I got a lot of removal in there, and I was like, I don't really know if I need it. So, and another reason too is I really wanted to run Ashiok, and I want to tell you guys why I love this card so much. So, here's the deal with this Planeswalker. First off, it's 3 mana. 3 mana for a Planeswalker, super fantastic, comes in at 3 loyalty. Something I really enjoy about Planeswalkers a lot is that you always pretty much get, like, your Planeswalker off, like, at least once, which is really sweet. Because, you know, this is not like, they're not going to be running Hero's Downfall, you're not going to see things like that, so no one's really going to, oh, hold on, that wouldn't have even made a difference. They can counter your Planeswalker, and it's like, okay, cool, you wasted my counter on a Planeswalker, which actually, this is really cool because you don't really mind if Ashiok gets countered, because you're like, okay, cool, so that means that you countered that, and you either remanded it, or you mana leaked it, or whatever, and then you wasted a counterspell on something that is not necessarily, may not necessarily kill you, so it kind of acts as like a lightning rod for counterspells, which I really like. Or if they're like also playing like bolts or something, they're like, cool, I want to kill your Ashiok, which in turn is really nice because it gets you to, you know, get the burn damage away from your face because they're doing it to your Planeswalker because they want to get rid of it. So it comes in at 3 loyalty, which is super good. You uptick. Now, one of the reasons why this card is so fantastic is that you exile things from your opponent's library. So what's really awesome about this is, say they're like, turn 2 Serum Visions, keep them both on top. You're like, cool, turn 3 Ashiok, exile the top 3 cards of your library. That is absolutely fantastic. So much of this format right now is running Serum Visions, it's just such a popular card in the format. So if they're like, I like those cards, I'm going to keep them on top, and you're like, cool, exile them. Super fantastic. So I really like that for that reason. If not, even if they don't like play Serum Visions or something like that, you're exiling things from their library, which is really good. So like I was playtesting this deck against my elf deck, and like my elf deck was, you know, the deck does not have a lot of mana. It's got like 18 lands in it. So like I was playing against it and it was like, oh, like I just don't have lands that I'm drawing, and I'm like, I was exiling them with Ashiok, which was just super amazing. So overall, I really enjoy this, and the fact that you get creatures. So one really big thing in Planeswalkers is, how are you protecting your Planeswalkers? Now, if you're playing Ashiok in Modern, you're playing it in a control or a combo deck. Minus Ashiok, you get a creature from them. Even if you don't get a creature, you still get to exile things, which is really cool. So you can get a creature, which in turn protects Ashiok. Now, the ult. Is the ults the most devastating thing? Well, I think it depends on the matchup. I think if you're playing against a deck where their graveyard is, you know, is a really big, you know, priority for them, yeah, that's really good. Even if not, I mean, even if you exile their hand, if they're playing blue or something and they're drawing like a ton of cards, you're just like, nope, exile the other cards in your hand. So I think that's really sweet. But yeah, the fact that you can get creatures from Ashiok is super great, and you're like, cool, bro, like, you don't get it. And I think that's something that's, like, really important, is that you did not draw that card. I have it exiled under Ashiok, and the fact that when they kill Ashiok, if they do kill Ashiok, the cards stay exiled, which is super fantastic. This card is just overall really fantastic, and I think it needs to get a lot more attention than it does, like I said, but I think it's because Liliana is just dominating so much. She's just the #1 planeswalker, I think, in Modern. Like, I mean, she's definitely up there. Like, you'll see other planeswalkers like Sorin and Jace, Architect of Thought, but, like, none of them just compare. Liliana's just dominating so much. And one of the reasons why I actually wanted to film this video is because I was reading this article on Star City Games by Anthony Lowry, and he said the title of the article is called 6 Modern Cards That Are Being Underplayed, and Ashiok's actually in there. I'm going to list the article down below, but yeah, his whole analysis, what does he say? He says it's good against mid-range decks after sideboard. Well, I think it's easy to include. It's definitely a solid card if you're looking at a cheap way of creating potential mid-range gold on the layaway. Yeah, like, it's just really good because, you know, you're playing it in a control deck and you don't really have a lot of creatures, so you're getting more creatures. Like, I just want to Ashiok Siege Rhino. That sounds really fun. Like, cool, you lose 3, gain 3, get a 4/5 trampler. Sounds good. So, yeah, I like this planeswalker a lot. I really do. Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much my card focus on, like, this card, how I think it's very underrated, and I think people should be paying way more attention to it. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna go do some schoolwork because it's finals week and things are crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much my life. Maybe I'll film a vlog tomorrow, who knows. Alright, cool. Catch you guys later. Bye.